Okay, so when you get your spark plug, they do say they come pre-gap, but I'm gonna be totally honest with you, every time I've checked them, they've usually been out. So you gotta get yourself a tool like this where it tells you what you can set the spark plug to. 2014 Hyundai Santa Fe is actually supposed to be at 30, so it's at 33 mils. So then I'm just gonna take this and press down. I'm gonna take this and press down on this and make it to 30. So, and then check it again. Check it. Now it's at 30. As you can see, it's at 30, no, 31. It's okay though. It's between 30 and 32 that it can be. I take a little bit of this stuff, whether it's electrical grease or whatever, just a little dab of it. The white lithium or electrical contact. I mean, either way will work really. And the part that I wanted to show actually is when you go to, sometimes this will get stuck in on the spark plug in the engine. So my little trick is what I do is I only like put it in like, I don't know, maybe halfway, try to. I don't push it all the way down into that rubber seal. So another thing that I wanted to show was when you're doing your spark plugs, you want to make sure that you're threading them in by hand. You're basically trying to feel the spark plug drop into the hole. You can cross thread and cause issues, so you just kind of wait for the drop. See, it dropped right there, and now I can kind of start threading it a little bit and give it a wiggle. You can always pull it out and see, okay, yeah, no, spark plug's threading. Thread the spark plug in by hand. Don't use a ratchet. I don't care what anyone says. Don't use a ratchet. Don't use an air ratchet. Don't be dumb. It's very simple. You just thread it in by hand, like so. And once you can't really tighten it anymore, that's when you grab your ratchet. And then you just kind of tighten her up. Back here, I gotta find somewhere to hold this. So right there is probably where it's bottomed out. Like, oh no, you can go a little bit more. It's got a crush ring on the bottom, so as soon as you hit that point where it stops, it doesn't want to go anymore, you literally just give it a tiny quarter turn, and that's it. Don't touch it anymore, and then you should be able to get this out if you listen to me and only put it on halfway. And then obviously the next part's going to be putting your coil back in, putting your bolt back on. Another little tip for people starting out with mechanics is don't use big fasteners on small bolts. For example, I'm gonna say that like I've been doing it for a long time, so I mean I have feel, but this is what you should be using to tighten this down. And same thing, make sure it's just lined up, push down. And then once it stops, just give it a little quarter turn. That's all it needs. Doesn't need to be super tight. You snap that off, now your coil is not going to stay in there. So then now all you do is you just clip this back on. Make sure it clips though. I didn't hear it click really. So it's clicked, and then now you should be able to push this tab down, and that's it. I guess since I'm here, I might as well just show you all. Okay, so next one, same deal. Same deal. You got to get in here, and you can use a little hook tool or whatever you want to use. But sorry, my camera angles aren't the best. I'm using my phone, unfortunately, until I get something a bit better for the GoPro. But I'm trying my best to teach. See, clips off. And then we just come behind here, kind of move that out of the way, just be careful with that. Push that, slide that off. Kind of just tuck that a little bit away there. Okay, and then now we gotta go in with our 10. I'm just gonna crack the bolt. It's hard to do this with one hand. Another little tip too is keep organized. You know, you gotta keep organized. So that's my third spark plug right there. You got your tray. Use that. Like it's, you know, it's really good to have. And then so right now we're at the point where we can pull the spark plug out. So I'm just gonna set this right here. So you can kind of see what's in here. Give her a nice little tug. Always hold the ratchet from the top. Don't tug on it just like with your finger loose like that. You can snap the spark plug. So I always push down on the top and then give her a turn. And then see I'm ratcheting it out. You can ratchet it all the way out, but I always just, once it's loose enough that you can spin it with your hands, I just spin it with my hands. Same thing. Spin her out. Here she comes. Come on. These are longer spark plugs, so they're just, sometimes they take forever to come out. Alright, so this is number 4. That's what number 4 looks like. I'm going to check the gap on it. I guess we'll see what the gap is. So, the gap on here, let's see what it's at. It's supposed to be at 32, between 32 and 30 millimeters. So it's at 35. So a new spark plug, like I said before, you always check them, because sometimes they say they're pre-gapped, but so for example right there, so I'm just gonna drag this along. It's at 0.32, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm not even gonna bother touching it because that's where it needs to be. Surprisingly, one spark plug out of this whole entire set of spark plugs is gapped. Or no, it's a little bit further actually. Now it just went a little further. Let's see. Go right there. Yeah, it's a little bit further. So then I'm just gonna push down on this part just a little bit. That part of spark plug, and press down on this like this. I'm going to measure it again. Oh, we're still not there, so we push on a bit more. Oh, we're still not there. Still got to push on it. There we go, I think we got it now. There we go, 0.3. Oh, let's measure a little more. There we go. 0.32, 0.33. That's about. Okay, so sorry, I had to step away for a sec. I had to use the bench. That's gapped properly right there. It won't really move anymore if I try and pull it. So that's properly gapped spark plug, and that's how you gap them. You just start right there, drain her all along. There you go. That's gapped. So like I said before, just a little dab of this stuff. Take your spark plug, put it halfway in if you can. Sometimes you can't, but. And then, same thing. Wait for it to drop. You'll feel the drop. Yeah, drop right there. Just give it a little wiggle, and you can tell if it's threading or not. Okay. Alright, so there we go. I'm by hand now. Use a ratchet. Now it's just about at pressuring. Now I can't move it anymore. That's when I do my quarter turn. That's it. See, and then when that happens, it can be fun, but a little trick is you angle your, you gotta be careful, but you gotta kind of angle this back and then kind of pull up. And see, like it didn't come. It might take a couple tries, but this is why I want to get a magnetic one. So you point it at an angle, and then it kind of puts pressure on, and you can yank it off. Okay, and then to finish it off, you're obviously going to put your coil back in. Whoops, wrong way. Everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect. 10 mil. Like I said, you take your small fastener and tighten it. You never use big tools for small fasteners. You use a 1/4 inch for 10s, and you know, like 1/2 inch if you're working on like, you know, brakes or whatever. But you just got to kind of use your head, because if you use a 1/2 inch ratchet on that, you're gonna snap it, and then you're gonna be crying, and life's gonna suck because you probably have to drill it out, and you might have to get a new valve cover. Actually, is what it looks like to me. And this thing's kind of tucked in here, dumb. So we'll get like that. Give it a click, and there we go. Now what I always do, everybody should do this. No one's perfect. Always go over and check your work. Right? Just make sure. Sometimes you know, life gets in the way. Check over your work. Oh, and this cover goes on, and she's done. Let's start and see how she runs. If she runs a bit better or not. Should run awesome. Excellent. Well, she runs perfect. That's how you do spark plugs on a 2014 Hyundai Santa Fe. And then the last part is obviously lining this up. You just line that up, push down on the rubber things, just like that. You're done. I'm gonna clean this up just because I don't know. We'll get it back. We'll pop the hood and be like, "Oh, you actually cleaned that," and that shows you care. All right, guys. Till next time. Take care, and I'm going to be making more videos. I got the turbo prelude at the farm here. I'm going to be pulling it off the hill right away, and I'm going to start attacking it. I actually got some parts for the prelude. I got a head gasket up there already. This is the head gasket here. I got head bolts, and then I got some other parts that are all out at the farm or whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching my channel, and have a good day, guys. Hopefully you learned something.